The skill of lesson planning is probably one of the most important skills to have as a teacher. The Lesson Plan Project for Education 111 is going to help develop your lesson plan skills by practicing your own modified lesson plan and collaborating with your peers to evaluate their plans and getting more experience seeing lesson plans done by others. There are two parts to the Lesson Plan Project. The first part is writing your own lesson plan. In order to write an effective lesson plan, you have to align three main areas: the standard, the learning objective, and the assessment. Teachers start with finding the appropriate standard on the Pennsylvania State Standards website. We can find that linked in the toolbar of our D2L page or using the link right here. You're going to be planning a lesson plan around a pre-K class, and we're going to be looking at the subject area of math. So I've already selected your grade level and subject area. Going into the PA State Standards, you will go to Standard Area CC 2.1, which is Numbers and Operations, and you're going to use the standard Comparing Numbers. That's CC 2.1 Pre-KA 3. And we call that part of your standard the anchor. I want you to follow these steps to figure out not just what the standard is, but also the competency. The competency I have given to you in these directions, but it's really important that you follow these steps and you see how you get to the competency, because you'll need to do that again when you're lesson planning here at HAC and out in the field. After you have understanding of your standard, you're going to write an objective for your lesson. Remember, our presentation teaches you how to effectively write a simple learning objective. Please make sure that your objective is one sentence and it contains the 4 parts we talk about in the presentation this week, and it should not sound like several sentences like your activity description. Moving on, you will write your procedure for the lesson. The procedure is the step-by-step numbered activity. Now, it's really important to keep in the back of your head when you write when you write a procedure, that you could hand this lesson plan over to another teacher and they could read your procedure and implement the lesson the way that you have designed it. It needs to have a lot of detail. It's actually the hardest part of the lesson plan because you have to think about what you want the learners and the teacher to say and do. There's no need to script it. You don't have to have quoted language, but really step by step what needs to be done to have this lesson work for your students. Your procedure also needs to have an I do, which is where the teacher is modeling or demonstrating. It should have a we do, where the teacher and students work together, and a you do, where the students will work and practice the skill independently or in a small group. Every procedure should have an opening, which could be a video, a song, a poem, or a story, and it should have closure. So the closure is at the end, and your closure is going to be where you wrap up your lesson. The last thing we align when we write a lesson plan is the assessment. And the assessment needs to be developmentally appropriate. So for your pre-K students, developmentally appropriate means hands-on, active, and authentic. I don't want to see a bunch of worksheets for assessments because they're not developmentally appropriate. So we want the students doing the skill that you have outlined in your objective, found from the standard. After you complete the entire lesson plan, you are going to score your lesson plan on the attached rubric and write a reflection. Then you're going to post your lesson plan on Facebook. Now, this is not where the project stops. It's actually a big starting point. So once we've posted our lesson plans, we're moving on to part 2. You are going to head over to Facebook and you are going to find 5 lesson plans. So these are going to be lesson plans posted by your peers, and you're going to read through them. Then you're going to also schedule a phone conference with me using the sign up that will be posted on Facebook. And we're going to conference one-on-one. We can do it over the phone. We can do a video chat. That's probably the easiest ways to accommodate everyone's schedule. But I want to have that conversation with you to look at the things that you think you have done well and the things that I think you have done well, and then to move forward to see what we could improve upon. After we have our conference done, you're going to be using, here's our rubric, you're going to be using the peer collaboration form for those 5 lesson plans. So you're going to identify the names of the 5 peers that you reviewed. You're going to choose one lesson plan, and in the comments section on Facebook, share a specific compliment related to the lesson plan's opening. So if you find a lesson that you read and it doesn't have a good opening, you want to move past that one, at least for the comments section, because we're really focusing on finding a great opening. And then, why do you think this is a great opening? Then you're going to choose another lesson plan, and you're going to share a comment on the assessment and why you think this is a great assessment. We're going to choose another lesson plan and comment on the closure of the procedure and why you think they did a great job wrapping up their lesson. And last but not least, you're going to pick a lesson plan that you find you have a change you would make if you were teaching it, and you're going to give a rationale for your change. So it's 4 main questions and also the names of the 5 lessons you reviewed. Now, your comments will be posted on Facebook, but your rationale will be posted here. Then I also want you to look at those 5 lesson plans and put the names of the peers you reviewed in the little box here. Then I want you to look carefully at each lesson plan for these 5 areas: the objective, the activity, the rationale, the procedure, and the assessment. And I want you to basically check off if they've accomplished these competencies. If they don't have something, you can make note of it in the box, or you can leave it blank. But you're going to do that 5 times. And then at the bottom, you're going to write a quick review of your peers' lesson plan. So all of this, I know it seems like a lot of work, but it's going to give you some experience looking at the lesson plans of others for specific areas that are really important. Also, conferencing with me is going to allow you to have a conversation about, what you've done well and what we need to improve specific to you. You'll get a chance to look at the evaluation your peers have given you as well, although they may not have as much experience as I do on the lesson plan. Make sure you check over the rubric, because the advanced column is going to give you specifics as to what you want to have in your lesson plan. And then what you're going to do as wrapping up part 2 is you're going to go back to your lesson plan, and you're going to have the opportunity to revise it using my feedback and the feedback you've received from your peers. Then you will have an opportunity a week later to Dropbox your lesson plan and all the participation we just shared, and that will be worth 200 points. So the first time that you finish a lesson plan, it does not get Dropboxed. Instead, it gets posted on Facebook. That is not being graded by me. I'm only grading your revised lesson plan. And I'm going to be completely honest, this is going to really help your grade. So really take this process seriously, because I want you to walk away from Education 111 and feel proficient in lesson planning. If you have any questions about the project, please contact me at your convenience. And good luck.